bicycle from somebody. Who will be riding a bicycle in this arena? I don't know.
Hello. Welcome. Guten Morgen. Ciao. I don't know about goodbye. Aloha. Like, I'm just trying to think of all the ways I can. Willkommen. I know I've done two German ones at once there.
You alright?
Alright, mate? How you doing, pal? You alright? Alright, cool, sweet, Bob. Alright. It is I, the Geek King, the Cash Brew, if you will. As always, with me is the Tully to my arm. That works, right? That looks okay, yeah?
Yeah,
I think that works. Thanks, yeah.
That works.
The Hawk to my animal.
Ooh. Is that the one that does the rant, or that just, or is that the one that just goes, wow?
Both. Yeah. Tell him, animal.
Yeah, because I can never tell which one it is, because I never remember which one goes, ooh, what a rush.
That's Hawk.
Right.
Yes. Ooh, what a rush. That's what it was.
I don't mean like that.
Ooh, what a rush.
Ooh, I must say, what a rush that was.
Essentially, my tag team partner in life in this crazy game of wrestling. He is, of course, Boss Caulfield, Steve Jones 313. Boss, tell the people how you doing.
I'm not doing too bad. The last time on this crazy show, we went ahead and we watched Main Event 2, the Mega Powers starting to collide and to start crumbling under the weight of the listed Elizabeth Eyes. And
of course, under the weight of the Twin Towers falling.
Yeah.
They said it more than we did.
They did.
They really wanted to hammer that home in 1989. Fucking hell. Like...
Yeah. But today we are going in a different direction. We are not in the world of the WWF. No, we are in the world of WCW.
Wrestling.
With Clash of Champions 5.
It is Clash of Champions 5. I'm literally loading it up because for some reason it went back onto the main menu for me. So I'm just loading it up before we... so it may hear a little bit of noise in the background of an advert. I believe it's the Broken Skull Sessions, which I do enjoy, to be fair. So I'm not going to be too mad at that. But yeah, I believe in this one we have a 6-man tag championship match. We also will see the likes of Ricky Steamboat, the Nate Chaboy, Ric Flair, and the rest of the 4 horsemen. We will also see the Midnight Express, who is one of my favorite tag teams of all time, with the late, great, beautiful Bobby Eaton and Sweet Stan Lane with their manager, James E. Cornette. You know, whatever.
Who at the time was a great manager?
No, he's a great manager. I'll say that. I give him his flowers, as they say. What I will not do is give him any fucking publicity in 2022.
No, he's more than capable of pissing people off on his own time.
Yes. The only great thing that could happen to him is if he shut his mouth and worked with FTR. But that's because of FTR, the greatest tag team in the world today, and I ain't gonna fucking argue about it. Come at me with that one. Don't at me, because I won't respond, because I just can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Regardless, we'll also see the likes of Lex Luger, the Fantastics, the Varsity Club, Rick Steiner, the now Hall of Famer Rick Steiner, which I no doubt we'll get into a little bit of Steiner Brothers talk during that, because you all know how I love my Steiners.
Yes.
We will see the likes of, I believe we'll see the likes of Sting and JYD and even maybe a bit of Freebird. And who doesn't love the Freebird? And we'll see a whole host more, so there's going to be a lot on this show. It is a Clash of Champions, so that usually means you'll get much better wrestling than we've seen from our World Wrestling Federation counterparts. We've already established as well, boss, let's be honest, if you were to start picking up wrestling in 1989, you would be an NWA WCW guy. We established this during the first Clash of Champions that we ever watched.
Yes,
absolutely. Which was Clash of Champions 1.
Absolutely. The chances are, once the whole NWO thing kind of rocked around, I probably would have stuck around for a bit and then probably tapered off. Maybe...
Oh, I think you would have disappeared long before the NWO.
Yeah. But in any event, so this show is going to be under the 2 hour mark.
Yes.
So the official time is 1 minute 3:40.
1
So
hour
under the 2 hour mark.
53:40.
What?
1 hour 53:40.
Yes. Yeah. Apologies if I messed it up there. So
Yeah, you said it was going to be a minute after saying it was 2 hours.
Oh,
I was
right.
like, what?
Yeah. So what I suggest you all do is, do your bathroom breaks, get your snacks, get your tea, get your Coke, your Pepsi, your soda of choice, get your beer, whatever it is that you need to be able to sit back, relax, and enjoy some classic wrestling.
I'm going to have to take the hat off for this one, boys. It's going to get serious. Oh, yeah. I know it's beautiful.
Taking the hat off.
I know I'm bold and beautiful, bitch. But I wouldn't kill for a head of hair like yours, though.
I mean, what I wouldn't give for a beard like yours. But I tell you one thing. I know where you can get some amazing T-shirts that you have.
Yes, we do have a brand new merchandise, as we mentioned in the previous episode. We have a brand new merchandise store. We have a Big Cartel. We are at menandarmchairs.bigcartel.com. I will try and work out a little way to do maybe a little preview in some of the videos coming up. But for now, if you go there, you will find the description is below, and you will also see the link. Well, not the link, but the link is in the description, and you'll also see it written underneath us during the show if you're watching us. Which, I'll be honest with you guys, the fans the point of the fucking show if you're watching us. Like, you're supposed to watch us with the show, unless you've got two dual monitor. You got two screens going or trip mons. Oh, you're living the dream. You've got trip mons. I'm just gonna say that, okay, guys.
Yeah.
Just gonna
of course, every penny that's raised through the Big Cartel goes towards we live in England and therefore everything's going to shit. So please help keep us sane fund.
I like to call that the beer fund.
Yes, for geek, that is the beer fund.
Because beer keeps me sane. But yes,
for me, I call it the get geeks and beer so he doesn't bother me fund.
That's a bit too real, boss.
Is it a bit too real?
A bit too real. Too tsunami. Too tsunami.
Too tsunami.
Yep. But yes, and remember, if everything that you do will help us improve the show, will help us improve our equipment, everything else. We put everything we can back into the process.
Yes.
And everything is 100% designed by myself, and with Boss's, input as well. I always check out with Boss and say, "Yo, do you like this?" Especially with his own stuff. Currently, you can get our MIA shirts, you can get our Total Markout shirt, you can get a Geek King, and you can get the Pro Wrestling but Anti-Confusion shirt on there as well for Boss Caulfield. And we have hats now, guys. We have hats. Yeah. I'm working on getting one because we have hats, we have trucker hats, and we have Flexi Fit hats. And they're just our MIA logo on there, but we have them available, and more products will be coming soon. As best I've worked out how to, to make sure they look the best on there. But yeah, so everything you do help us out. We still have the Red Bubble. The Red Bubble will still be there for a while. They offer a few different things that we just can't get anywhere else. But some designs will be coming off there as are now available on the Big Cartel. So just keep an eye on things. We'll have different things on both. So just on there. With that being said, though, let's get into Clash of Champions 5. I'm very excited about this. 1989 was a great year for the WCW NWA sort of combination, and honestly, this is going to lead in to a trilogy of matches that are still held up so high in regards to quality. Like, some people still talk about this trilogy the same way as we talk about Undertaker versus Shawn at 25. Undertaker versus Shawn at 20, versus HBK at 28, that sort of thing. We're going to see wrestling in this one. I know I always joke about wrestling and things like that. We are going to see, wrestling on this particular one. So we'll get into it. But remember, what don't we do, boss?
We never skip the intro.
We never skip the intro. Motherfucker, mine is already starting by itself.
Son of a bitch.
I'm gonna punch something, I swear. There we go. Got it back to where we need to be.
Now, again, people, we are watching this via the WWE Network. You know, we can't obviously endorse any other option. We can't suggest that you pirate it or anything like that. But how you watch it is your own business.
We also can't, put a link in the bottom for you guys either, just purely for the fact of we'd like to continue doing this.
Exactly. So, with that being said, so we're going to try and sync it up as best we can. Obviously, if there's any technical issues, we'll try and pause it and stuff like that. But we hope that as you watch this with us, we can provide some fun little commentary and make you think about things maybe you haven't thought about. But time for me to hand over to the Ringmaster General to count us into today's episode.
The Ring General Master.
Yes. So, Geek King, if you will.
We will begin in 5, 4. See what I did? 3, 2, 1. Play.
Thunderbirds are go.
Thunderbirds are go. It's hard to. He's calling himself a dragon and he's Ricky Steamboat and that, but he just looks like such a dad.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. What the fuck? What?
Oh, it's February, mate, so it's Valentine's themed, right?
Oh, God.
Oh, is that what they called it? I forgot about that. I forgot I had a subtitle. I can't wait for the giant to come out the bottom of the ring.
I have trepidation.
What, because you expected some sort of, like, shitty love thing at some point?
Trepidation! So I'm assuming that we must still be in some NWA waters here, because the belts still have the NWA logos on.
So yeah, so it was called WCW. I don't think the company had officially changed its name to WCW. But at this point, there was all still NWA, like, was the promotion, was the governing body.
Yeah.
Oh, look at how cool that is. Also, I don't know about you, boss, right? I love the way the WWF, back in the day, they lit their crowds, they showed everything, right?
Yeah.
There's something about the NWA that speaks to me. The way they present it, Magnum, the boss.
Hey.
Magnum TA.
Yes.
But like, there's something about the way the NWA had the lights down on the ring spotlight and like, shit. Sorry, my VHS broke up there. But like, it was just I love the contrast, especially when we're watching it as we are. There's that contrast. We're watching genuinely kind of watching, one NWA show or WCW and one WWF show, so we get to see it and we get to see the difference. I mean, think about how they presented Jesse and Vince at the beginning of the last one compared to how like JR and Magnum are there ready for action, ready to go, headsets on and the lot. Yeah. I just love the way it looks. And I'll be honest with you as well, I probably would have been an NWA fan who kept an eye on WWF. It would have been the opposite of how I was in the 90s with WCW and WWE, where I was like, I'm a WWF guy, but I keep my eye on the others. Like,
WCW didn't have The Undertaker.
It didn't. There's a few other things as well it didn't have. I did like the Nitro Ghost, though.
I mean, will it really be the likes that we've never seen, or is it going to be like every other time we've seen it?
hey, this was brand new then. Half of the month beforehand.
What do you mean the first commercial break? What are you, WWE?
Well, here we go. Midnight and James E.
I'm Jim Gordon, we're going to be on some Southern gravy.
Well, I love the fact, of course, like the silver bullet. Oh.
God.
I do love a silver bullet, like.
Once again, if you could donate to the Dear Fund.
Oh, we got the Russian assassins. Fucking hell.
Let's not show the Midnight Express. Let's just show Jim Cornette.
That's what I was about to say as well.
Oh god, you look happy.
You could have tanned. That's a bit awkward now. He said Kiev, right? How do you know they're Russian? They got black bears on their fucking shirt.
Be anyone into those masks. That's why we need ID cards.
I wonder if James E's going to start saying some weird shit when he introduces him, like the every schoolgirl's dream. He actually did refer to him at one point. That gangster of love. That might be the most sensible outfit I've ever seen James E. Cornette wear on TV.
Well, he had a funeral to go to after this.
That's why he wore the gold tie, was it? Was it silver tie?
He's going to be somewhat of Cornette.
No, that's actually, with the exception of the shoes, you can wear that in a business meeting. Like,
yeah.
Or you get with his shoes.
I mean, in fairness, he looks dressed to his own wedding.
I don't want to imagine James E's wedding.
Yeah, I don't know who would be going on the honeymoon with his wife, but
Wouldn't be Joey Janela, would it?
Wouldn't be fucking Jim Cornette.
Maybe it was number 1 Paul Jones. Might have struggling to get a jacket off.
Well,
can you imagine how much of a wimp you have to be, like, if James E's challenging to a fight?
I mean, Jim challenges everyone to a fight. Just whether or not he'll actually turn up for the fight. Remember how he kept fucking saying to Vince Russo, we'll meet in a parking lot, you put up money, I'll put up money, and we'll fucking fight. And it's like, Jim, not everything needs violence. Sometimes the answer is, shutting your fucking mouth.
Yeah, but you're forgetting, though, that, Jim was from an era of, like, you went to kick, you can't kick. Yeah, you can. Jim's from an era, remember, where it's like, not even an era, but like, his mind is so wrestling based that it's, listen, you don't deal with it out here with words, you deal with it in the ring. Like,
yeah.
I'm surprised this didn't have a warning at the beginning about, like, we're presenting this in its original format, like it usually does when it's something like this bad. Fucking hell.
I mean, in fairness, it's not quite Disney.
No, like, what they do sometimes, if they say it's like, they'll say, like, this show has been presented in its original format as to the best of our possible productions. Any issues are due to the original production issues. Just completely taking the blame off WWE Network. Tag that, ref. He tagged him behind him. It's a blind tag. Yeah. So blind, even you didn't see it.
You just can't hire the good help these days. Yes, hello, children.
Oh, I love how it's a karate kick. It's a fucking side savant kick, but of course, it's a karate kick.
I thought karate was more, hand-based than kick-based.
It's actually a good mixture of both.
I should point out that, unlike me, Geek has actually done karate.
I did karate for a fair few years.
I have done no martial arts, although I have made rather offensive sounds while pretending to do them.
Of course you have.
The whole hi-ya and hua.
Yeah, it's you're either pretending to be Jackie Chan or Bruce Lee.
Yes.
At least you're saying or.
Yeah.
It's a good generation of people who think they're the same fucking person.
Yeah.
Never mind Jet Li, Jesus.
Yes. When running into someone is a move.
A shoulder block.
Boy. Oof.
Lovely.
You heard the rope there.
A little dancing. The fuck? When did I watch this?
Let's do the time warp again.
That DeLorean's been on the splits. I don't remember doing this.
But Geek, on the plus side, it does mean that at some point you do build that time machine.
Ooh. The proof is in the pudding, as I say.
Although that's a weird thing, because the actual saying is the proof is in the tasting of the pudding, but it's just got corrupted over time. I'm a nerd.
Paulie!
Oh god, it's Paul Heyman.
But he had hair. That mullet. Oh, I don't think it almost came out there.
Oh, okay.
So essentially, I'll break this down a little bit. We saw a little bit of it in the last Clash that we watched, but it has been a while since we watched that boss. So, despite this being February's second episode, what happened was, if you may remember a little bit, and from context, that Paulie brought in the original Midnight Express, which was Dennis Condrey and Randy Rose, I think it was.
Right.
To face off against beautiful Bobby Eaton and Sweet Stanley and James E. Cornette. And they beat them down on TV, bloodied them, as a matter of fact, on TV. It's, at 6:05 in the evening on Saturday. And it was one of those things where, you need to watch yourself, number one, because, well, sorry, Jim needs to watch himself because Paul Jones is a legitimate former wrestler who had a really good career. James never did. So they brought him in, and then the whole thing is who's the real Midnight Express? They weren't really contracted, wink wink, to the NWA, and then they brought them in, they have a few matches, and then it's the loser's got to leave the NWA, and we get to that sort of build up, and one of those matches will happen on the next time we watch the NWA, which is the Chi-Town Rumble.
I see.
So, yeah.
Well, there you go.
Oh, I think Paulie's somehow managed to get on fucking commentary.
He's a fucking wizard, Harry.
He's a fucking wizard, Harry. I think one of those things me and our friend Scream T like to do, a friend of the show, is now and again you find out little facts, and one of the things we found out was you're allowed to have one swear word in the Lord of the Rings because of the rating it got.
Right.
So where'd you put that swear word? And then one of the ones I came up with was, when Frodo meets Gandalf, and Gandalf doesn't. He's like, and Frodo goes, "Keep your secrets then." And I was like, "Keep your fucking secrets then." Changes the whole tone of the fucking thing.
I know exactly where mine would have been. What about second fucking breakfast?
I don't think he knows about second breakfast. Fuck.
Yeah.
What about tea? Supper. Lunch, dinner. He knows about dinner, right?
I still remember a time when supper was a fourth meal.
Yep.
Yeah.
In the old man's mind, it still is. We don't have it.
Yeah.
But if after a certain time you have your dinner or your tea, it's supper.
Yeah. For a long time, I would have supper, but it would be the same thing every time. It would be some sliced bloomer, or as I used to always call it, big bread.
Yeah.
It'd be big bread with just strawberry or raspberry jam. That was it. That's all it was. That's all I needed. Innocent times of trauma. And now we're fighting some mass Russians.
Some things haven't changed.
So.
They just don't have the CCP, fucking the USSR CCCP on the fuckers. Now they're, the People's Soviet of Russia.
Yeah.
It's run by a man who wishes he could put the hammer and sickle back on the flag.
Yeah.
Let's not get into politics. It's wrestling.
Yeah, there's no politics in wrestling.
Oh, classic.
Well, that's it. Match over. There's no ways to get out of that.
Oh, no, but what happens if James Cornette gets the crowd to do a really good rhythmic fucking
That'll
clap?
never happen. Those are dreams. They don't happen in real life. Wait a minute.
It worked.
Oh my god.
Oh,
The
fuck.
power of belief.
It is the 80s
It's
after all.
amazing what happens when you believe.
Don't you forget about Bo.
me. Oh, sorry. Oh no! See, now he's got a second bear hug. What's he supposed to do now?
And
Get the
he's
fans
put the
cheering
man
again?
and he's put the man between his own corner. So he's now
See.
clever.
Well, that's the end of the match then, right?
Gotta be, right? Tactics 101. It's gonna
Yeah,
be harder for him to
yeah,
get
look.
past him. He's not.
How
There's
many
no
people
rhythmic
do you know
clapping.
have managed to get out of a bear lock? I don't know of any bears that got out of bear locks. What's
True.
he doing?
He's putting his arms in between to get some separation.
Oh.
And that's a hip toss.
He did it! I'm stunned and floored, sir.
Do you know what the problem is? He keeps putting bear locks on him instead of a bear hug.
You know what? That's it. That's you fucking sound logic. It's really hard for me to give a shit when they're fighting two people in masks called the Russian Assassins.
And it's not the 70s, so they won't win.
Yeah, so it's like, come on, guys. The Russian Assassins. First of all, they both could be from Pittsburgh for all we know.
I mean, one of them's Jack Victory, I'm pretty sure. The other one, I think, was the Angel of Death from Florida back in the day.
See, that's the point exactly.
I mean, to be fair, one of the most famous Germans in the world of professional wrestling was Fritz Von Eric, who's Texan. His gimmick was literally a Nazi German. He spoke with a German accent, kinda.
Yes.
And he's from Dallas.
Yes. Where was fucking Paul Orndorff from?
Paul Orndorff, I believe, was a Wisconsin, like Midwest guy.
Yeah.
But he was Polish descent.
Polish descent, that was it.
Yeah. Which is why he had that thick accent. Sure.
What's that manager's name? Like Paul James?
Number 1, Paul Jones.
Paul Jones. He does look like he's going to try and sell me either cars or suits.
I mean, yeah, he's a slimy manager from the 80s. They all look. They should all look like they're trying to sell you something, man.
He is truly a jive soul, bro.
Jive soul, bro. I mean, he looked like he was selling you something else. To be fair, like.
True.
I'm pretty sure his gimmick was the Doctor of Style, and I'm pretty sure his whole gimmick. Oh, he's actually from Virginia. Sorry, Paul Orndorff.
Who, Paul Orndorff?
Yeah. So he's Virginian. Based himself in Georgia for a long time, but he was Polish in origin, but like descent.
Yeah,
I think he was like 2nd generation Polish or something. Oh, sorry. He was. It wasn't Polish. Everyone, I always read he was Polish, but apparently both his parents were German.
Oh.
I mean,
Well, the Germans really wanted to be Polish and German synonymous at one point.
I mean, it could easily still be, couldn't it? Like, but yeah, so yeah, Virginian, which is funny because I thought like the only wrestler I knew who was from Virginia was Hangman Page.
Oh yeah.
So it's always nice to find out little facts like that. Not sure where he was billed from. Like, I don't ever remember him being billed from.
Yeah.
From Virginia. No, he was actually billed from Brandon, Florida.
Well then.
So let's go, Brandon.
We're looking for a hot tag.
Not that hard, just fall backwards, dickhead. Bobby Eaton. A man who even his best friends couldn't understand a word he fucking said. His accents he had a very thick Alabama accent. And he kind of spoke really like quickly and mumbly. So like it's just southern drawl, that's all you heard. And like Arn Anderson like said he brought him over one day for dinner. And like his wife cooked a dinner for him because they were really good friends. Yeah. And like, oh, the loaded boot. Well, not the loaded boots, the loaded helmet. It was with that super kick, rocket launcher, the move they invented. Woo! It's always funny, isn't it, when you watch like Midnight Express and Beautiful Bobby's the one who like is the high flyer.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't think it when you looked at the two.
The true high flyer there was the referee.
But
Woohoo!
yeah, like bang. The loaded helmet misses, hits him with that savant crescent kick, aka the super kick party. And I hit the rocket launcher. But yeah, like it's just weird the combination they had. Because Beautiful Bobby was always a high flyer, but yeah, apparently when he went over to Arn Anderson's family and his household and whatnot, his wife asked him how he was. He spoke for like 15 seconds, and his wife and like Arn Anderson's wife just looked over at Arn, and like Arn was like, "He's cool, he's fine." Arn translated like nearly the whole time. It was like speaking a foreign language. Yeah. This is what gets me about the fucking Clash of Champions. They're always like a couple of days away from the actual pay-per-views, and that's a pay-per-view on a Monday.
Yeah.
What?
Butch Reed.
The natural Butch Reed. I don't really know Steve Casey. Look, it's Richie.
Oh.
Ricky and Richie.
Wait a
minute. What's wrong with you?
I feel like I've seen Richie Steamboat fight for a title before.
You have seen Richie Steamboat fight for a title.
Oh, Ricky Steamboat.
I don't think we watched Ricky fight for a title.
No, it was Sting, wasn't it?
Yes.
Sting where I lost my shit.
Yeah, yes. Sting was where it went to a draw after a judge's decision.
I believe my words were bullshit. Bullshit, sir. That's bullshit.
I even clipped a little bit of the tantrum, and it's one of the things that people do enjoy.
I would call that an enthusiastic outburst.
You can call it what you want. It was a tantrum.
I think it's literally the only thing my older brother's ever seen me do on YouTube.
He enjoyed it.
Asshole.
He liked it and retweeted it and gave us a shout out, which is more than we've got from most people. To be fair, like
never watched a single one of my singing videos. Never did any Let's Plays, my editorials. No, but me losing my shit, of course.
I like how he singled you out as well. By the way. On that. He singled you out. Didn't say, "Yo, my brother and his mate." And, like, I wasn't even tagged in it. You just got like.
Yeah.
Look at this. This is even a match, and look at the chemistry. It's just fucking spot on.
That's FCW, isn't it?
No, it's Power, isn't it? That's what they're going for. But that's their TV show. This is how they used to boot, studio wrestling back in the day. You invite some local guys. Oh, here we go. Hate you to get naked for once, and it's not going to be his choice. Who gave Richie the juice? I don't remember. Like, as it just drips onto his dad's ring gear. Come on, guy.
Yeah. Are you drunk?
Oh, here comes Butch Reed, who's about to beat down Scott Casey. Steve, see? I even said his wrong fucking name.
Yeah.
Comes Scott. Oh, Hacksaw Butch Reed at this point, sorry.
Interesting.
He's gonna beat that man like he owes him money.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah.
I mean that Casey kid's in good shape, like, to be fair.
Yeah. Not for long.
You know what's funny as well?
Yeah.
The referee.
Alright.
The referee is Teddy Long. Teddy Long famously was the manager of Doom, the tag team, which was Butch Reed and Ron Simmons.
Yes.
I tell you, I need to get the arm workouts in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whatever the. You mean that's so he had measured fucking counts? It's very smooth. Butch Reed. You know, Butch Reed invented Netflix.
What?
Yeah, Butch Reed invented Netflix.
I feel like this is bullshit, but I'm going to indulge this one.
Oh, no, it's one of those. Butch Reed, for a little while in the internet of World Wrestling, became the, like, Mr. T / Chuck Norris of, like, wrestling fans. So, like, it was. Did you know that Butch Reed's over in Florida like no one else? And then you'd go, yeah. Do you also know that Butch Reed invented Netflix? Or Butch Reed did this? Butch Reed did like it was like Butch Reed, and you know. And I think it was just to piss off Chris Jericho.
Yeah, so he's basically the Chuck. He was made the Chuck Norris.
Yeah. It's just all these meme fucking inventions that he came up with or like invested in.
Yeah.
Because he was over in Florida. No one was over like Butch Reed in Florida, and like, that's how it would start. But yeah.
Well, there you go. I didn't know that.
Casey's hair weirds me out.
I need to look up Steve Casey here.
I think he was a name, maybe not a name, but he worked a lot in Memphis and I want to say Dallas. He was based obviously from Dallas. I think that was kind of.
Stephen Casey was an Irish sport rower and world champion professional wrestler. He was the second Irish wrestler after Danny Mahoney to become a world champion.
Okay, great. Ugh, why are they putting kissing on? Like, are you sure that's the right guy?
It's not the right guy. Because he died near my birthday.
Yeah.
January 1987.
Yeah. Maybe Steve Casey, wrestler?
Yeah, so in fairness, if you look up the pro wrestling wiki, it goes, not to be confused with Stephen Casey. American professional wrestler. He wrestled under Steve Casey, Stephen Casey, and Steve Dane. 6'1", 246, Dallas, Texas. Died December 2020, so very recently, actually. Yeah. Championship and accomplishments. He was the Global Wrestling Federation North American Tag Team Champion 2 times.
The global, yeah.
He had nicknames such as Sensational, The Great, and Hot Bod. He also has a brother,
Scott Casey.
Called Scott Casey.
Yep.
Scott Casey, 6 foot, 253, Amarillo, Texas. He was signature moves, the Bulldog and the Shoulder Breaker. He was inducted into the Cauliflower Alley Club. He was the NWA Central States Tag Team Champion with Mike George, NWA Texas Heavyweight Champion once, and the WCCW Television Champion, as well as the NWA Western States Heavyweight Champion twice, Western States Tag Team Champion with Reggie Parks, and he was a Southwest Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Champion twice. Southwest Heavyweight Champion and a Southwest Heavyweight World Heavyweight Champion.
I think Scott Casey was a body guy.
Right. I was going to say he was the booker.
No, I think he was a big body guy, like, so he had a good look, you know. I think the name rings a bell because he keeps getting, you know, like when I play the 80s mods, like on TW, it keeps suggesting him.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah. I'd rather bring Terry Funk in and have him feud with Hogan.
Yeah.
Which I do.
Fat bastard.
My horse is sick. Bastard. Fat bastard. My mother's a whore. Whore. Practice. I actually saw a picture yesterday that warmed my heart. It was Terry Funk and Mick Foley today.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. And then Nick's like, still my hero, still my idol. And I was like, he fucking is.
Yeah.
I also follow I honestly as well. I follow numerous Instagram pages that like do wrestling just because on Tuesdays and Fridays it's Terry Tuesday and Funk Friday. Like
I like that.
I see nothing but clips of like Terry Funk beating the crap out of like some kid in Japan. Or like power driving fucking the Nature Boy. You're a whore. You whored yourself, Cactus. No one says the word whore like Terry Funk.
Yeah.
Whore.
Or bastards.
Bastards.
Your kids are bastards.
You're a slut. A prostitute. A whore.
Ah, Terry.
I think like Terry was like 50 when he was wrestling in ECW. You know, that's fucking mental.
He's like retired more times than anybody else, so
I think it was who was it? I think it was someone on one of the ECW things they talked about on the WWE Network. They're talking about you know, Terry Funk coming, like helping people out and stuff like that in ECW. And it's like it was Raven. And he goes, and Terry's just coming out of his 15th retirement or something. Like, and that was like 97. And I was like, yeah, sounds about right. Like,
what the fuck?
I
Who's that twat?
I don't know, but he's got a whole roll of toilet paper for someone calling him a big baby.
Who's this guy? How much is this guy weigh? Well, of course he's playing little mind games. He only has a little mind.
I'm sorry, right?
Yes.
Casey's in good shape, but just look at the thickness of Butch Reed. Fucking idiot. Like, we all know how this game works.
Yes.
We've all played Uncle with our, you know, cousins and brothers and sisters. If you're bigger, you win. That's how it works. Because you can lift them off the ground. But that's if you're really mean. Which I never was, of course. Never really mean.
No.
Just mean.
It's
the pizza.
What?
It's a pizza.
I mean, I kind of want pizza now. But
A ghost.
This is not Friends.
Everything's Friends. Oh, dude, we couldn't turn a fucking TV channel on at one point and not have Friends on something.
No, it's like, which is weird. I'm watching the BBC. Why the fuck is Friends? It's Channel 4 exclusive, damn it.
Comedy Central these days.
I mean, we had it on Channel 4.
Channel 4, E4.
E4 and all that.
And then Comedy Central got it, didn't they?
Did they?
They got it now.
Oh, right. Ooh, dirty pools, huh? That's some good stumps.
Nacho was a great wrestler. He was, you know, he was a very fluid wrestler, flowing. You know, he could wrestle pretty much any style. It was just there was a disconnect at some point. Like, it was, some people think sometimes he played wrestler rather than being wrestler.
Interesting thought.
You know, and the idea is that you've got to be out there and you've just got to be a wrestler. You can't think of, you know, the best wrestlers just are wrestlers. You know, that's what they think.
Yeah.
But if you go out there thinking, oh, I'm going to do this because I'm a wrestler, then you're in your head a little too much.
Yeah. I think some people get like that these days as well. Like, they kind of buy into their own hype. You know, they're so, like, dead set on I'm a wrestler, you know. So it's like, okay, but you know, you kind of can't see the forest for the trees here, mate. You know, it's like I said in the last episode that we did. You know, there is a weirdness how we talk about how wrestling is a dirty word in a way, but sports entertainment is a dirty word. You know, it's like treated as if it's some kind of vile, poisonous ooze that destroys all the things that we love about wrestling. It's like truth of the matter is it can help really elevate a lot of things. Like
Yeah.
we've even said, like I mean, hell, AEW is sports entertainment, whether you like it or not. There's a difference between being pure wrestling and sports entertainment, which has a heavy focus on wrestling.
Yeah.
And AEW is the latter. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not a slight against AEW. It's just
No, I mean, one of my favorite, honestly, my favorite show of the week, most weeks, is Rampage. Let's focus on story more. There is focus on story, but it's usually small clips, snippets, video packages, maybe a little promo here or there, and then they just have like usually 3, maybe 4 great matches. I mean, shit. If we could have done it, I would have loved to do a special just on that Wheeler Yuta Moxley match.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we just don't have any way of doing that. And I don't think Boss wants to watch it again. He watched it once. That was enough.
I did. I watched it once out of respect. And then after crying for many hours.
Asking our Lord and Saviour, William Regal, why he would do this to us.
I think right now, the people I'm angry at most are the people who gave these guys a 30-minute time limit.
Yeah.
I like.
This should have been a squash, right? Like,
yeah,
it's just a long squash.
This match is like, I mean, shy. If it's just like this has been going on for like way too long for my liking. Like you've got a pay-per-view that's about 180 minutes, give or take 10 minutes, right? Well, 20 or maybe even half an hour, but whatever it is. Like, but
it's just shy of 2 hours. It's just shy of 2 hours, so it's 120, right?
Yeah. So it's like, what you know what? So it's a 2-hour show. So it's, so it's a 2-hour show. So that's 120 minutes.
So it's like closer to 110 because I think it's like 148 or
yeah. So we'll say 110, and so far they've taken up 35 minutes of that.
Yes, with 2 matches.
Yeah, it's like, my dude. Please.
I mean, to be fair, most of the clash, while there was, like things that happened and story that happened and things like that, it was just kind of a house show they put on TV, like.
Yeah.
These guys are paid for like a 3-hour event, so they're gonna get a 3-hour event. It's just not gonna be a 3-hour Raw, like.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, there's times it Raws when you're sitting there for 3 hours going, this could have been quicker.
Yeah. I just realized because we're recording this on
Good Friday.
15. Yeah. How many wrestlers do you think right now that have just like got their phones turned off, or praying that they don't get a message from WWE's main office?
Yeah, it's what? We're 2 weeks removed from WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It's around about that time. Yeah.
Ladies.
There's probably a couple. But then again, these days, maybe they blocked the number because honestly, these days it doesn't have to be like fucking a couple of weeks after WrestleMania or whatnot. It just has to be a fucking day that they can just get their release.
Yeah.
I'd be kind of shocked if we saw any. And I'm shocked all the time when it comes to releases, but I'd be kind of shocked if we saw some releases happening coming up because like there's not that many left on the main roster. Like
yeah.
Like the only way I can think about happening now would be a Nash Carter situation where something has been revealed publicly because I don't want to believe that they already knew about it because I'd rather not believe that because quite frankly it's just you don't want to think of that on any certain company, let alone like something that you enjoy and you watch. But like this is classic heel stuff, it's great work.
Oh yeah.
But like that's the only way I can see anything else happening. Like when it get releases, is if something happens that they have to do something with, because they've got rid of so many that you're sitting there going, and like so many of them as well have then gone on to do great, like not great things or big things, but have done a lot of good stuff elsewhere. Where you're like, the fuck is wrong with you guys? Like, I get you don't see competition in certain companies. I guess you don't. You see your competition as the NWA, the fucking NFL, and the NBA, and like Disney and things like that. So that's where you see competition because they're those big billion-dollar franchises and companies. But like, you're just giving the others the root, the like what they need to like go. Oh well, maybe in a few years' time we will be the competition because like. Look how stacked they're making everything. Like, I mean, I'm looking forward to the fact that Killer Cross is signed for a New Japan. His first match in New Japan is going to get Minoru Suzuki. That's going to be a freaking epic. They're just going to beat the living shit out of each other. Like,
yeah.
So like that's where Cross can do the most work.
Yes.
And also, if you could just get him out of that whole, we don't want to call us the anti-vaxxer company, but we are the anti-vaxxing company. Something about narratives or some bullshit.
Oh God, yeah.
If we just keep them away from that, that'd be great for me. Jesus, how did he do that? Like, he was back-footed.
Plenty of juice.
He was back-footed. He was falling over. The man was on his hips. And the next thing you know, he's above his head. Here comes the finish, by the way.
Up, and away! Eins, drei.
Well, he just pinned him, though. Like, Casey did that little pick out after the 3, but, like...
Yeah.
I think it was because he couldn't actually breathe because his knee was on his windpipe, but, That's like heat. Got plenty of heat.
Yep.
This is just... Watch... Like, you can be powerful, but you get that leap there.
You are a charlatan. Boo!
Charlatan.
One.
2, 3. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, here comes Lex.
Oh,
89
fun.
Lex.
Yay.
Let's just refresh people. I have the ability that when I watch certain eras of wrestling to be able to appreciate that era of the wrestler. Boss cannot disconnect himself with everyone. Luger is one of them. Luger has done great strands to make up for a lot of his bullshit that he's had over the years. It would never be enough. And there are certain issues that Boss will always have. Which is granted. You're allowed to feel that way. Oh shit, I thought that's the Nature Boy with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ex-wives. And a random Japanese man.
Yeah. Well, who doesn't have 5 ex-wives and a random Japanese guy?
Us? We don't, boss.
This is true.
Like, we don't. Me and you don't.
John, you're not Japanese, right? Argentinian. Cool. Okay. No, just answering a question. What? Later, darling. Behind the cuticles. Fucking. John, do I have to tell you everything? Yes, I love you too. Not when I'm working. Sorry about that.
It's okay. I know how John gets.
I'll just unmute now.
Hey, boss. How's John?
What?
How's John? The Argentinian that sucks your dick down again, apparently.
I wasn't on mute.
No.
Was I?
No. We go back to the wrestling.
Hey, it's Ric Flair. Oh, this crap.
With that chipped tooth, and he still thinks it's a god, like God's gift.
Yeah.
Why? His hair was so bleached.
Yes.
And I don't know if you're getting this as well, boss. It's like when the spotlights are on camera.
Yes.
Like, if he moves his head too quickly, we'll get a fucking solo flare again.
Yeah.
Kind of cute. Bro, she didn't show me anything.
I'm just gonna say,
none of them have anything.
That's far too many women for one person.
He's got all the tastes as a rainbow, though, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Got a bag of skills there, hasn't he? Yeah.
That's what the Japanese guy's there for. I don't judge.
Yeah, she's alright, yeah, okay. That seems to be the prettiest one out of all of them.
God, for some reason, this reminds me of a film that Tommy Lee Jones was in.
Reminds me of a film. Reminds me a lot of a film that Tommy Lee was in.
Tommy Lee Jones was playing this like legendary baseball player or something like that. And I remember there was a scene where he had like hired this hooker or whatever. They were in the hotel room and he couldn't do fucking like anything, whatever. It just hands her a bunch of money and says, "Now go and tell the press I was the best sex you ever had."
I mean,
for some reason, when I look at Ric Flair, I'm like, that scene comes to mind.
You know what? I like.
What?
Yeah, that would. If it's it may have been the film Cobb.
Ooh, that sounds familiar. Because it was basically this journalist who was going with him to help him write his book.
Based on a biography. Yeah, he's approaching his death as contact sports writer Al Stump to write his biography. Ty Cobb was one of baseball's legends alongside Babe Ruth and Willie Mays. He was also a racist, a wife beater, and a drunk, disliked by fans and teammates alike.
Oh, here comes Rick the Dragon Steamboat.
Oh, he's not got a suit on.
No, Geek. Here's a question I have for you.
Go for it.
How surprised are you that I watched that film?
Very surprised.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, though. Not completely, though.
Yeah.
Because it was a film in the 90s.
Yep.
And also, I know you appreciate Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones is a fine actor.
He's a fucking great actor.
Yeah. I think he's retired now.
No, he's still going.
Is he? Yeah. Nice.
I mean, he just does. I think he does more smaller roles now.
Did you hear what he had said to Jim Carrey on the set of Batman Forever?
I have, but I'd love for you to repeat it so the audience knows as well.
Yeah. So he went up to Jim Carrey, who was playing the Riddler opposite, Tommy Lee Jones, who's playing Harvey Dent Two-Face, and he went, "I cannot abide your buffoonery."
Yes. Not quite like that, but he said it.
Yeah.
I can't do a Tommy Lee Jones. I wish I fucking could.
Cardinal desires.
I mean, the best I can do is it's like my Owen Wilson, the micro ones that we have. Owen Wilson, we do wow, wow. Or my Robert De Niro, which is just silence and just
he's doing good physical impression.
But like I can do a micro one for Tommy Lee Jones, and it's from The Fugitive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
Rick.
Because what they're doing, they show the different dynamics, aren't they? Ric Flair's that, he was the nature boy, fur coat, custom suit, Rolex watch, 7 girls and a random Japanese guy there, like, they still haven't acknowledged him, by the way. Like, they haven't said who that is, what he is. Like, he may be what you said he was. Like,
yeah.
And then Ricky, the wrestler, the professional, the family man. That's the story they tried to tell here. Rich man, poor man.
Yeah.
But who's really the rich man? Is he rich in family or rich in money? Rich in money. The rich in money man is always the rich man.
Yes.
Right there in the fucking name.
Oh my god, he rhymed. So scathing. How dare you suggest I take on housework?
Yeah, that was.
I believe in the nuclear family!
I mean, here's the thing, right? That's basically what he's just attacked him for there, right?
Yeah.
But
how dare you suggest that I take equal? Oh my god! Racist! He hated random children for no reason!
he did, to be fair.
He did nothing!
He did nothing. The random Asian man there did nothing. Oh, here we go. Here we go again.
Ric Flair's true passion. A stripper. You know, you spend all that money on clothes and they rip so easily.
It's because how fine they are. True, the material is really fine, isn't it?
The women are fine. The suits are not.
No, the material is fine. It's like, you know, the silkworms and all that bullshit, isn't it? Like,
ooh.
That was a chop and a half.
Yeah, I mean, not quite Suzuki Samoa Joe, but
I can't wait. I haven't watched that match yet. Oh, I've been very busy.
Let me put it this way.
I know the results. At the time, I've been busy, not had a chance to watch it yet.
No, let me put it this way, Geek. I was watching it because, like a deer in headlights, I couldn't look away.
Oh, I love it.
And I was just at the end of it going, why did I watch this?
You know, here's the thing, right? I love the fact that nature isn't embarrassed, right? Because that's always the thing that gets me. They're embarrassed because someone's took their clothes off and everything else, right?
Yeah.
Well, unless they've actually been stripped down naked.
Yeah.
You're wearing the same thing you wear wrestling.
Yeah. So it's like, well, what's the point of being?
Yeah, like, okay, I'm just wearing my wide fronts instead of my fucking gear.
In fairness, he is wearing 2 sets of underwear. Like,
no, I think that's just a stripe, mate, on the top of his pants. An elastic band.
Is this?
Are we supposed to know who this dude is? Like,
in fairness, he attacked the random Japanese dude for no reason. So this is.
I think we should go for Asian just to be clear, because we don't. I mean, we assume because it's wrestling that he's Japanese, but like, we don't actually know.
That's your, oh my god! Something just bounced off his head.
I think it was his fist.
No.
Oh, the dragon's gonna fire up. Fucking hell, Mitch. Mitch has been doing that bump since 1976. Fucking.
I mean, he was still doing that bump, you know, in his, you know, fucking later career. He just had matches in between.
He was still doing that bump when Charlotte was out there.
I mean, this is clearly unfair.
Like, Ricky
Steamboat has boots on. I just don't, you know, maybe Ricky Steamboat was just pissed off with the Sting Ric Flair result.
from four fucking Clash of Champions beforehand, yeah.
Makes sense to me.
But it's title.
Well,
what's left of his fucking pants? This is weird.
That Ricky, that's just weird. That's
taking trophies by the looks of it. Like how he's trying to work out how to put the suit jacket on. It's like, it's not going to happen, mate. It's fucking broke. Like, so he puts it on inside out.
It's like if Hugh Hefner hulked out.
That's where Will Smith got the idea to do that from. I'll put the shoes on, mate. Although those shoes are ripped up, are teared up. I got there. Oh, that's Elvis.
Yeah, for the amount of money that he paid for them, I'm just saying he got fobbed off.
Wait, what's a microphone?
How is that a microphone? That's a walkie-talkie, dude.
So it was one of nature's cheap ones.
Yeah,
1500. That's not much for nature.
These days, that would be the price of a fucking, pair of shoes that they would wear.
That would have been the price of shoes back in there when they.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
The Road Warriors. Nice.
Here we go.
Road Warriors are heroes, remember, as well. They turned heel, didn't they?
Ah, yes.
Total package. Who the fuck's that?
What about find out?
That's another Max Man. That's Hiro Matsuda. What? That was the random Japanese guy. That's Hiro Matsuda. I know that name. Are you doing a quick search, boss?
I'm doing quick. I want to find out who it was that was with Ric Flair.
I think it was the same guy.
So he was Japanese.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake. For once. For once we were right.
For once we weren't being offensive, and then we tried to not be offensive, and we were offensive. Like.
So I'd like to point out, we're now at the 55-minute mark, so we have like an hour left of this show. And I'm like, I'm hoping, given that it's a random nobody in the ring.
It's Lex.
It's just going to be, the hi, I'm Lex, I'm strong, destroy. Hey, thank you.
It is a random mask guy, like, to be fair. Like, it's really.
Yeah, the wham bam, thank you, ma'am, and all that stuff.
That was a Danny Doran move. Honestly, Danny Doran had a move called the Wham Bam Thank You Ma'am.
Oh, there you go.
He also had one called the Lancaster Lariat of Love, which was his tag team move with Roadkill. The Danaconda. And the Bareback.
Oof.
I mean, he was called, what do you call it? Dastardly. His old gimmick was he was a fucking sex fiend.
Oof.
It was the early 2000s in ECW. Come on, guy. I always thought it was impressive when guys could flex like that without flexing.
Yeah.
Like, it scared me when Brock first did it and he looked as if he, like, snapped the entire upper part of his body. For that fucking, like, similar to what Lex just did. But, like, when Brock actually flexed, like, that first, like, extra layer came out.
Yes.
Don't do it, Don.
Man, hairstyles were a real thing, back those days. They were just like, you woke up in the morning, put on a random headband or something, and that was your style.
The perm is the word.
Yeah.
Look at Lex.
I'd say that I literally don't style my hair.
Me neither.
I do literally just...
What?
I literally... Basically, I just wake up and whatever my hair's in that day, it's like, yeah.
Do you, like, run your hand through it a couple of times maybe, and, like, that's it?
Genuinely, no.
Wow.
Like, this is how my hair was this morning, because... I didn't bother washing my hair this morning because I washed it a few nights ago. So I washed it last night anyway. So when I woke up this morning, this is what my hair was doing. Literally, all I do these days is I wash my hair, tie it back, and then once it's dry, untie it, and that's it.
Makes sense, to be fair.
Yeah. Welcome to our, makeup and styling show.
Yeah, welcome to our pro wrestling podcast.
Well, I have to talk about other things to make up for my sincere lack of wrestling knowledge. I can remember promos, and that's about it.
That is how it usually goes, boss, to be fair. But, we love you for it anyway, bro.
Well, it's nice to be loved.
Them pants are really fucking bright.
It is a bright green.
Like, a neon green, right? Like,
I mean, I'm pretty certain his groin has radiation poisoning.
Not gonna even touch that one.
Well, I wouldn't touch it either if it's radioactive.
I'm sure it was Hiro Matsuda who appeared with like.
Say now I've got to fucking look it up.
We hope I could type right, like Hiro Matsuda. He trained Hulk Hogan, Great Muta, Paul Orndorff, Scott Hall, Lex Luger, Cowboy Bob Orton, and Ron Simmons, to name a few.
Wow.
Jesus wept. But he's the man who famously broke Hulk Hogan's leg.
Oof.
That was how he used to break something or like really beat you.
Yeah.
And when he did it for Hulk Hogan, he broke Hulk Hogan's leg to see if he'd actually come back. So turns out
Yeah.
he was working as a manager as part of the Yamasaki Corporation.
Oh.
A rename for Horseman.
Ah.
I wonder, this is 89, if at some point, let's have a look, 89, if Arn and Tully hadn't come back to the fold yet.
Well then.
No, I'm sure they had. Because they left to go, Arn and Tully left to go to WWF in 88, but they didn't spend a full year there.
Yeah.
Maybe, because if I remember as well, Tully doesn't come back.
Well then.
Yeah, I'm sure like Arn comes back and then it's like a really weird group of horsemen where like Ollie Anderson comes back and they're baby faces for a little while with Sting as a member, and well, we'll have to have a look. I'm sure it'll be on here on one of the ones during this year.
Eventually, yeah. We'll come across it.
And then you get one of my favorite iterations, which is just a badass team, to be fair, of Barry Windham, Arn Anderson, Ric Flair, JJ as the manager, and Sid, a young Sid Vicious as the powerhouse in the Horseman. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
He's just powerbombing people and destroying people in like 9 seconds. Well, not 9 seconds, but it feels like that's how quick the match is. Dropping people on people's heads. Lex, just get the fucking match over with, mate. Come on.
Please.
I think so far the problem with the matches haven't been the actual quality of matches. They've been good matches. It's just been that we don't believe they're going to, like, whoever wins isn't going to win. Because it's been very much versus jobbers.
Yes.
Or at least, like, lower in the card. Like, it's not quite to the point of, like, the studio where it's some local guys getting beat down for $15 a match. So they put a mask on, or they carry 2 different masks and get, you know, $45 for that night.
Yeah.
Which is used to be what they did, you know. There used to be a thing back in the day of local guys would bring, like, different like, masks and, like, gear.
Right.
So you beat me up once without the hood on. You beat me out the second time with with one on. You beat me out with a third time. That's 3 paydays.
That makes sense.
You know, you weren't gonna end up being the world champion, but you're gonna make some fucking money that night, at least for more than you were gonna make.
Fuck yeah.
Magnum,
Yes.
you're trying to do it, Magnum, but it's just. What's the best as well? He's speaking Japanese there, and he's speaking to someone who doesn't speak Japanese.
I mean, it's very, very likely.
But that's probably Jack's victory. He had one match before in a mask. He might as well have another one.
Oh, he's supposed to do it 10 times.
I think that only counts if you're Irish.
Yeah, so I felt like his head was really close to twatting off those iron bars or whatever they made.
Oh, what the? Referee got the go home signal.
Referee?
Tommy Young's like, fuck this, let's go home. Like,
Yeah.
match is shit. Come on, guys.
Rick, the eyes. Disqualification.
Wouldn't that be the greatest heel referee in the world who followed the rules literally?
You're a genius.
Like a referee who raked the eyes, that's a DQ. Hit with a closed fist, that's a DQ. Like, Bill Alfonso kind of did it.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, like to a fucking stickler, like a pedantic level of as soon as within seconds he throws a punch, that's it.
Yeah, because they always talk about referees' discretion.
Yeah.
But imagine, having a referee whose discretion is no, I'm following these rules to the letter.
Yeah, like there's no interpretation.
Yeah.
The rule says you can't throw a punch.
Yeah.
You have to kick with the sole flat of your foot, not the toe.
That's genius.
You do that, and you get towards the smaller sized guys who eventually, it can be a worker.
Yeah.
Then you can transition from there.
Absolutely. That's genius. Okay.
Then your respect the ref would come in handy for it, wouldn't it? Like,
you will respect the ref.
But yeah, like,
I love it. I fucking love it.
It's not a corrupt referee either.
No.
Like, that's always the thing. Heel referees were always corrupt referees.
Yeah.
But no, he's just a stickler, and that would piss people off.
Yes.
And you do it as well, though, so that he was just ending matches, hyped matches.
Yes.
Imagine imagine you're hyping up like the main event for like next week's Raw, and it's Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles.
Yeah.
And within seconds, the referee has disqualified Cody Rhodes for throwing a punch.
Yeah.
The crowd would lose their shit. But the next week, opening match, it's freaking the Viking Raiders or whatever the card these days versus, say, the Street Profits.
Yeah.
And they DQ because someone kicks him with a toe of the boot.
Yeah.
Randy Orton loses match after match because he rakes the eyes.
Yeah.
Referee straight.
Like that quick.
Yeah.
Something that he does. Yeah.
Or the rake of the laces on the boot.
Yeah.
The referee, DQ. He'd be a heel, but you would make him do it for both sides as well. And it would just be like, what the hell? Like, no, I want to watch that match. And they're like, yeah, well.
Yeah.
And the referee's like, I wanted to watch the match as well.
Yeah. Like it would force them to work the match differently. Like
commentators could lose their mind about it. Yeah. Corey Graves could say he's the greatest official since Dangerous Danny Davis. Like, not since Bill Alfonso did everyone call it right down the middle. Right? I can hear it already.
Mm-hmm. Oh, fuck, I like this.
Yeah, you could do it easy. Hey, Vince, pick that phone up when I call you. This is the sort of shit you're missing out on because you want to book fucking Cody Rhodes coming out with a little tiny box on Raw. The entrance doesn't work the same way. I'm sorry, it doesn't.
Yeah. Mind you, though, I did love the whole, like... Oh, good, it's over. I did love I did love the whole interaction between Cody Rhodes and Miz. You know, getting those things in like wrestling, like belt, like a belt is something that you use to. It's a championship title. You know, a belt is something you keep your pants up with, and so like, oh, perfect, perfect.
Oh, this is gonna be good. Dr. Death.
People are gonna die.
Why it's called Dr. Death? Oh look, it's Rick and Michael Hayes.
What?
I mean, the baby faces. Michael's just they just got stoned, didn't they?
Yeah.
Michael doesn't want to leave the bong too long. Yeah, you may remember this, boss. You may not. Alex is his friend who is on his hand and speaks to him. You know
I know nothing of this.
Yeah, he turned babyface after finally snapping on like the fact the Varsity Club were beating him up and Dr. Death turned heel. So, like, he wrote, you know, back in the day, the kids would draw on their hands and they'd have talk like that. He did that, and he had a friend called Alex, and Alex would tell him to suplex people and to do things like that. Because the idea was that Scott Steiner was maybe a little simple-minded, and that you know he was a big kid.
You have a little friend that does that called Steven, who tells you not to suplex people.
Yeah, but I also have another friend who tells me to suplex people.
Yes.
He prefers a lariat now and again as well.
Yes, he fucking does.
Also tells me that it's about time that I hit F5, right? Refresh the room! Geek, if a room ever needed refreshing, it's this one. I've heard that twice. But yes. You know what it is? It's because like for years and years and years, and I know I've said this pretty much every time we watched NWA of this era. But for years we saw him in a suit and tie in wrestling.
Yes.
But there's the devil himself, the Taskmaster. But Mike Rotunda is a huge man. Like, he only looks small because he's standing next to Dr. Death, and he doesn't look that small.
Yeah.
Where'd that go? These Fantastics are going to put up a good fight, but one of them's going to take a right beating until that hot tag comes in. I love the fact on My World, and because he has two Kevin Sullivans that he refers to, Jeff Jarrett. Because there was a Kevin Sullivan that ran for years and years the production trucks for WCW, TNA, and AEW.
Right.
So he refers to Kevin Sullivan all the time when he's talking about like the TNA episodes and things like that. But also, he knew Sully. You know, he knew Kevin Sullivan, the Taskmaster. So he refers to him as the devil, the devil himself, because that's what he was for years, wasn't he? You know, the Kevin Sullivan. But yeah, it's always funny. It's like, yeah, the devil, Kevin. Like,
yeah.
Never thought the devil's name is Kevin. Beelzebub, maybe, but not Kevin.
I mean, McAllister's a bit of a devil.
It's just Die Hard for kids.
Not wrong.
Thank you, Charles Boyle.
Yep. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal pretty much is the PG version of Yippee-Ki-Yay, motherfucker.
What is it? Yippee-Ki-Yay, mother buckets. Like, one of my favorite things about that sort of thing about films being misinterpreted in TV and other TV is on Community, where they do a Pulp Fiction thing. They all dress up as Pulp Fiction, and at some point goes, "Has anyone actually seen this film that we're supposed to be doing?" And the lovely Christian mom turns around and goes, I saw it for on the plane once. It's a lovely 15-minute film about friendship and love. Great. Because if you did take out everything you weren't allowed to show to an audience, on a plane, it would be about 15 minutes about friendship. Like, that's all it would be.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, Dr. Death.
William's
Here to
gonna
fuck up
kill.
your day.
Steve's gonna kill. Oh, really? He just got clotheslined and walked right through it. Steve's gonna kill you.
Woof-woo. That's a good elbow drop.
I mean, missed it, but yeah, it was a good elbow drop.
I mean, it was. It was executed brilliantly.
I didn't say. I'm just saying he missed it. That's all. Like,
yeah, it was executed perfectly, except for the fact that he landed in the wrong place.
I wouldn't dance. Or
oh, you're gonna die.
Why would you make him angry? Why would you incite him to come after you?
Don't piss off the Super Saiyan version of Ron Swanson.
I also love the fact that everyone thinks Dr. Death's a great name, that you know, great wrestling name, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a nickname he got in high school.
Yeah.
They were calling him Dr. Death in high school. What do you do to other opponents in amateur wrestling and in freaking American football that they're calling you Dr. Death at 16 years old?
Yeah.
Technically, you can't get your doctor till you're like 27. Not because of, like, you know, age restrictions, just because that's how long it takes to become a fucking doctor. I love Scott Steiner. I love Rick Steiner. I love Rex Steiner. I'm just a fucking Steiner fan. Oh.
Yeah. What do you think of Bron Breakker?
That's why I said Rex Steiner.
Right.
Bron Breakker is fucking amazing. He just kills people. Beautiful, yes, man. He had a good match with Dolph on the Stand and Deliver and on Raw, to be fair. Like, I just like the fact that there was one bot spot in that, and that's all you heard about afterwards. That was because fucking Seth Rollins goes to Cody, welcome back to the big times, the big leagues, and they just went, oh, the big leagues, and they showed a bunch of botched spots that happened that weekend. I'm like, yeah, because nothing gets botched in AEW.
No, nothing ever.
I'm pretty sure I remember a botched spot involving Cody and a chair.
But AEW never does like really serious botches, you know, especially involving the likes of, you know, Sammy Guevara, Matt Hardy. Never.
No.
Or a lot of the women's matches that we're seeing where, you know, yeah.
No, nothing like that.
No. Or, you know, well, the likes of, you know, Chris Jericho doing his pattern and line.
No.
What we're saying is people botch at every company.
I'm also saying, you're not a professional, shut your fucking mouth. We watch this and we give little commentaries and we talk about, oh, that's good, that's bad, oh, that wasn't great. That's it. What we don't do is take all the footage that's ever been out there.
Yeah.
And spend fucking hours editing that footage.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I used to have this pathological need to be right. Mm-hmm. You know, like to the point where I would, like, me and Geek would get into massive fucking arguments because I couldn't let go of something. Yep. And it's something I've worked really fucking hard. Like, I've stopped correcting people on grammar and punctuation and stuff like that. But I used to be one of those assholes with, if like me and Geek would talk, if Geek he never would, but if Geek had thrown out a comment like, you wouldn't say that kind of a botch in, you know, I don't know, New Japan, I would be the kind of person that would be watching New Japan videos for ages just to find the one clip that would disprove him. And I feel that's what people are these days. And I'm like, I don't want to be that guy. You know, so now when I see people who do this shit, where they're just like, oh, really? Like, I'll give you a perfect example. Fucking nerd time. Deal with this. Geek is a Star Trek man. Star Wars man.
Yes.
I respect that. I'm a Star Trek guy.
Yep.
Fucking on the last episode of Picard, people are bitching and moaning because in a fucking scene that happens in the Picard's head, so not a time travel thing, not a whatever, there are legitimate fans of Star Trek complaining because they're wearing the wrong uniform.
But
They're wearing
Picard is
uniform from
remembering
deep.
in that way.
Yeah, it's like, well, hang on. The person he's imagining in his head is wearing a uniform from Deep Space Nine, not the uniform that would have been from Next Generation. When
Okay.
it has nothing to do with the situation. Like, he could be wearing literally a rainbow uniform. It wouldn't matter because it's all imaginary stuff. But they've decided, oh, this is clearly that they don't know what they're talking about. This is just this vanity project should be cancelled immediately. Fucking stop trying so fucking hard to be like, well, you're just full of shit. You know, I'm gonna find this very tiny thing that means that because you're wrong about this, you're wrong about everything. First of all, WWE are the big leagues. You know where they're not the big leagues? Probably Japan. You know, if they try to go to Japan and say we're the big leagues, New Japan would go, all right, settle down. You know,
Yeah, it'd be
but it's
interesting
like
to see.
they are. Here's how you know they're the big leagues because other companies are constantly trying to take shots at them and stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying that other people are bad. AEW could be really, really good, you know, just like everything else could. But you've got to understand that right now, the NFL
Yep.
is the big leagues. XFL, nowhere near. You know, that's just how it works. That's just how it be on this bitch of an earth.
Oh no, it's gonna get better. It's okay.
I just let's see this.
I
Boom!
thought Dr. Death was about to like drop a fucking leg on him or something.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's like saying something is the big leagues is not an insult, you know, to the entire wrestling world. It was a heel
Yep.
saying to a face
Yep.
who was coming back from that other company,
Yep.
and the rest of the world's like, you know, here's the thing, wrestling's, you know, it's a scripted thing. I'm smart because I know how it works. How dare you say it's big leagues? I think it. Fuck you. Fuck you and the hole you rode in on. Yes, of course he said welcome to the big leagues. He's a heel,
He's also,
motherfucker.
I don't know if anyone.
Let me Jim Cornette this. He's a heel, motherfucker.
I don't know if anyone's noticed this either. It was Seth freaking Rollins, who has been for years very open about the fact he's a company man.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins
like-
gets in so much shit off you internet. Well, not just you internet needs, but off the internet fucking every day.
Yeah.
Because of something he has said or tweeted, mostly in character.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, yeah, Seth did this. Yeah, Seth said he didn't see anyone in AEW that could main event in WWE. And then everyone's like, here's a list of people. Yeah, guess what? Because Seth Rollins is in WWE, so he's probably thinking of it in two ways. One, it's funny because they can't.
Yeah.
And two, they won't. Like,
yeah.
like
exactly.
Mox, Jericho already have. But Mox needed someone else to be there. Like,
it's when you get diehard fans on both sides who are like you get because you get people saying AEW is the drizzling shit. It's like it really isn't.
No, it's really good, but some people don't like the blood and gore side of AEW. I know that much. That's why they're really down on it.
And that's one of my things. I'm not a blood and gore guy. Everyone knows this about me. Like it's like I don't like that. I think it goes too far. You know, there'll be some people that will have every kind of insult.
Bye-bye.
Oh, death by nature. It's like
go for the stampede by
just let people enjoy things. If it's not hurting anybody, what the fuck do you care? You know, but I need the world to know that I'm a diehard AEW fan. Right, here's the thing. None of those AEW people are paying your bills.
Or care. None of them care.
It's like you're just a voice in the thousand. Just like, here's the thing. I'm a huge Becky Lynch mark. Everyone knows this about me. I had the fucking temerity, the gall to put it on my Mount Rushmore.
Big time Bex on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Becky Lynch doesn't know who the fuck I am. Nope. She isn't paying my bills. She isn't looking after me. She isn't, taking care of my stresses or anything like that. I am just one person on a planet of 8 billion people that happens to think she's pretty fucking awesome. So fuck off. You get people acting like they are the defenders of AEW. Yeah. You know what you're the same as? You're the same as every fucking Apple diehard Steve Jobs fanatic. Mm-hmm. You're the same as every person that worships Elon Musk and everything that they do. You know, you're the same as every fucking Trump fan, every fucking Biden mark, every fucking Tony Blair mark, every fucking Tory mark. Like, you're all just the same bullshit. You're fucking
Oh.
defending vehemently someone that
Oh,
doesn't give a
oh.
shit about you. Woo!
Lovely cheat heat win.
Yeah.
Lovely. Good
Overdone
match.
to death. Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's the thing, and that's the thing that you get around as well. Is that like people need to work out that, quite frankly, you're a fan of theirs. They're not a fan of yours.
Yeah.
You know-
are entitled to your opinion, but your opinion doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean fuck all at the end of the day. We've got a jobber in the ring again, so this is going to be a good 20-minute match.
I would hope not, because we have 30 minutes left of the show.
Okay, well, maybe this actually will be a quick fucking burner.
So, wasn't it Bob Bradley? Was that?
I think so, yeah. It makes sense. I remember Bob Bradley.
Yes, it's Bob Bradley. Bob Bradley, okay.
Oh, it's the dragon. And the dragon family. Does that make her the mother of dragons?
Not touching it. She's got quite a... She's got like a very regal quality to her. You know, she has that very... I don't want to compare every fucking ballet to Princess Diana, but like, that's one of the things about, like, if
are you, the Daily Mail?
Pretty much at this point when it comes to Princess Diana, it's that kind of like,
dude.
Hey, stop looking at your wife.
That's the #1 contender, mate. You're gonna get your ass kicked. Like,
somebody go get their ass kicked. Somebody go get the big split. Break it up, break it up, break his neck, break his neck. So,
yeah. Got a little passionate there, didn't you, mate? A little bit of a boss rant. Wasn't expecting that today, I'll be honest with you. But we got there.
I mean, here's the thing.
Oh, here we go.
Passionate about these things. And yes, you know, but it's the most I've spoken the entire thing. All right? I didn't have much to say at the beginning there because, frankly,
because frankly, my dear,
it wouldn't surprise me if eventually we don't start doing the whole "I'm Steve Jones," but that's my opinion. Probable Racial Federation today is deadly. Do I?
What?
They'll probably have to tip our hat to the man. I don't know where my hat is. Where's my hat? Ah!
Does this work? Just.
Yes, that works. That works. Okay.
Tip of the hat.
I have a Steve Jones 213 hat, but eventually I will be buying a Men in Armchairs hat.
That's what I.
Yes.
As can you.
Yes.
You can find all of our great merchandise at geekking.redbubble.com or at our brand new store of meninarmchairs.bigcartel.com. That's meninarmchairs.bigcartel.com. Bye. And now, right back to the action.
Yeah. Ricky Dragons.
This fucking fluid. It's just poetry, man.
Those are all the right syllables, just not necessarily in the right order.
We're getting late into a recording, mate. It's okay.
Yeah.
You've done good, boss. You've done good.
I did good, man. I did good. Yeah, my brain is a fragile thing.
Fucking is. Why? It's why, guys. By the time you're watching this, we will be planning on doing the March episodes. And then we'll plan on doing the April episodes, potentially in May. Hopefully by May we've caught up.
Yeah. The question is, what will happen first? Will I eat today or have a seizure? Which one will happen first?
Odds are it's seizure.
Yeah, pretty much. But hey, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat has always been like, God, do you remember watching him at Mania with Chris Jericho?
Yeah, 25. And the backlash where he had a match after.
See, the Backlash, that's the one that I keep forgetting about. But
because it was the singles match. Like,
yeah, it was like, I think it's like, I don't know if this was like the story, but in my head, it's almost like at WrestleMania after the match, they're like, dude, he can go.
yeah, I
Give
think
him a match.
that must have been like I assume it's the same because they must have gone. Well, we don't know how the crowd's going to react. We don't know what it's going to be like in ring. And then like afterwards, they must have just gone. And I know Jericho was a huge Steamboat mark. Like back in the day, he was a massive mark, and you can see in his ring work back like in his early career, like Steamboat Michael was a very big influences on him. But like, it must have been that, right? Like he must have gone. Like Jericho must have gone. I think I can get a singles match out of him. Like, can we do that? Like,
yeah.
Then the probably decided to convince Ricky because like Ricky was one of those ones that when he retired, Like,
yeah.
There was no false retirement with Ricky. He came out for the WrestleMania in the Backlash match, and that was like the only really time I remember him wrestling since like the mid-90s, I want to say.
Yeah.
Because Ricky retired pretty early. Like, but Ricky was always kind of in and out of, like, not of the business, but like of companies. He never really had a sustained run in lots of companies. Like, he's known, as an NWA and a WWF guy, but like, he was in and out of companies. He'd go backwards and forward all the time. He was like, especially like at this point in his career, because there wasn't long-term contracts unless you wanted a long-term contract. Like, Hogan was on a long-term deal, but that's because it made sense to have a Hogan on a long-term deal.
Yes.
Ricky was an Intercontinental Champion and left because he wanted to go home and spend time with the family. Like, he just put on one of the greatest matches. He put on one of the greatest matches of WrestleMania history. He had a great storyline, with Macho Man going, and then left 6 months later.
Yeah.
It's just weird. I mean, as much as Ricky loved the business, I think when Ricky found a family, he just loved that more.
Yeah.
And that's the case,
Yeah.
He still came back and did wrestling and that, but this was probably easier for him. I know Vince brought him back in '88 and had the family with him as well.
Yeah.
So it was probably just a little nicer for him, but at the same time, I imagine the wife was probably like, "Yo, Rick, it's nice that we're on the road with you and all that. That's real fun, but the band can't be on the road 6 months out of the fucking year."
Yeah, that's fair.
So maybe that was the case, but imagine Ricky in the Attitude Era, with the talent there was, just I always would have loved to see Ricky versus Scott Hall.
Oh God.
Because when Scott Razor, when he was on, rarely could he be touched. To me, it's a shock that Razor was never a world champion. Didn't hold it in the WWF, didn't hold it in WCW, he didn't hold it in the NWA or in TNA. He had a little run in there before, before life went to shit properly for him. Yeah. And honestly, I mean, the Razor Brett thing when he was brought in '93, you could have done it then.
1, 2.
You could have done it then with Razor and Brett, and it would have been a huge shock because it was less than a year that Razor had been in the company. But I don't think they really knew what they had at that point.
No, absolutely not. Yeah.
But I mean,
it's that whole hindsight thing, isn't it?
What about this? At WrestleMania 10, you have the Intercontinental title match, the ladder match, the legendary ladder match.
Yes.
By the next WrestleMania, it's Shawn Diesel for the World Championship. And Diesel's the World Champion.
Yeah.
Well, why couldn't you have had Diesel versus Razor? Leading into it, Razor wins the World Championship, and you have let's do the ladder. I mean, I know they did a SummerSlam ladder match later that year, '95. After WrestleMania 11, they're both baby faces. They had why not do the ladder match at WrestleMania 11 for the World Championship? Yeah. I mean, hindsight's 2020, of course, or 2022 as it is. But it just there's many a way. I mean, even if you were gonna do the the streak being broken by Kev, Goldberg streak, he probably could have got away with that being Hall himself.
Yeah.
But then, I don't know if he was most reliable at that time.
Here's something that I'm a little confused by.
Go for it.
It's called Clash of Champions.
Yes.
We've had 0 title matches, right?
Yes. No.
Okay, just
The Dr. Death tag match, I think, was a title match.
all right. Okay.
Yeah. The Varsity Club was a title match, I think. I think this is a
Right.
title match as well.
So this is the last match, I think, because this is the 6-man title match.
No, this is the TV title.
All right. All right. So this is the
Penultimate match.
Rick Steiner and what was it? Rip Morgan.
Rick Morgan, yeah.
Right, okay.
He was the before the Bushwhackers were the Bushwhackers. They were sheep herders, very anti-American, very New Zealand's the greatest place on earth. So that sort of gimmick, and he was their flag bearer. He was Cousin Rip. Right. Big monster, man. Kind of Bruiser Brody style when he wrestled, because it was very, that wild man sort of. He has a similar look to him as well, to be fair.
So this is a non-title match.
Oh, it's non-title, is it?
Yep.
I think the main event is the title match as well.
Yeah.
The problem is that you set up Clash of Champions, and by the fifth one,
cut.
Oh, Rick,
man.
Oh yeah, Rick and the Steiners were both always until later in his career, where he became more of an animal, dog-faced gremlin, taking a little chunk of his leg.
Was Morgan kind of doing a version of the Hacker?
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
But yes, I mean Rick was always in shape until maybe the early 2000s. Because at that point, he's a long way into his career, 15, 16 years. He's getting up there in age, and he did more of a rover animal where it was more bulk than cut. And whereas Scott, I mean, Scott's still cut, you know what I mean? Scott's arms and chest and that is still cut to fucking bits. He's got a bit of a punch on him now, but
the only problem is, I literally can't watch Scott. Because his body disgusts me. I literally just go, nope, can't do it.
No, I think he went too far at one point as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Which made TNA difficult. I can assure you of that. But try my best.
But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, isn't it? Scott was this era Scott Steiner, young Scott Steiner was just unbelievable shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things where I mean, I think we're about 6 months away or so from the Steiners being together, Scott coming in. I think at this point Scott was working maybe Memphis or some of the territories, getting himself a bit of getting things in there. Sorry.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's one of those things where it's definitely that sort of case, isn't it? Where
yes.
And with Rick though, the dog-faced gremlin, he's just gonna fucking
yeah.
He had this. There was a thing about Rick Steiner. You couldn't put your finger on what it was, but Rick Steiner was just entertaining as fuck.
Yes. This obviously, I think this is the first ever singles match I'm
watching
of Rick.
At this point, we would have had lots of tag matches. Even I don't think we actually have seen any Steiner brothers either, in the Byecycle run.
Exactly. So this is my first Rick Steiner singles match.
Don't get me wrong. There's so many Ricks in the world of wrestling.
Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat, it's all the Ricks.
Rick Rude. Lots of RIC, just RICs as well.
yeah.
Oh, that was lovely.
Yeah.
Well, I like the way he's got the grip there.
Yeah.
A little different, but it does allow for some sort of heel maneuvering as well.
Yes.
Finger in the eyes or something.
Well scattered.
But I look forward to when we get to see Steiner brothers in action together because they're legitimately one of my favorite tag teams of all time. Actually, I think we did our Mount Rushmore and whatnot. And I'm sure I put Steiner's on my tag team one. But like,
well, you must have.
I think FTR might have to slip on that fucking Mount Rushmore, like, because generally they're just. I don't think there's anyone can touch them in the business today, and like, I've enjoyed their work now for a very long period of time, like since the early revival days, since the NXT days and like onwards, like they were always one of the favorite ones. Look at that, that's fucking beautiful.
That was a beautiful reversal.
And probably the best match of the night so far. It's over. Like
now it's time for the main event,
which you can see apparently on Sundays on TBS at 6:05. Oh, here we go. Yeah. This is a weird fucking group.
It's when the AI is allowed to book.
That's not a bad idea to have a gimmick like that, is it?
Yeah.
And then you give it to the man who's made his career out of talking. Sting. I was Sting this like the calmer of the two fucking of him and Warrior. But like that's not fucking much, like, is it? Like, but he makes more sense somehow. You're just hearing noise, aren't you? Like,
yeah. That's
what the? Oh. Kevin Sullivan's gonna go attack them. Oh no, he's not. He's gonna do something else.
He's locking them.
He's locking them in the fucking locker room. That's kind of genius because I do believe NWA rules mean a title does change hands on a count out.
I can't believe it grows up to be Greg Davies.
What's funny is that they're gonna go, "What the hell happened?" And at the same time, that the reporter Bob Cole's gonna sit there and go, "Why on earth?" My first response would be, "Why didn't you stop him?
Hey,
why didn't you shout?"
He's a journalist. He's only there to commentate and to report on what happens. He's not there to get involved.
I thought we were going to see the Road Warriors. Didn't they say the Road Warriors are going to be on? There they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they end up like coming down carrying the fucking door. Just to show that they broke through. Like, because you couldn't get it from subtle context clues. You would have to bring the door to see, we broke down the door. That's how you know we broke down the door. We brought the door with us. That's the kind of, like, subtle booking that I'd love to see.
To be fair, though, because you would have one guy going, "Well, I thought they were locked in. How did they get out?" You'd have that one guy, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would have to. There they are.
The Road Warriors. Mean Road Warriors still getting a Road Warrior pop. Like,
yeah.
Heels, and they're still getting, they're over as fuck. There's Tenru.
Yeah.
Just bringing Tenru in, who's just straight to the business. So let's just get wrestling. And Precious Paul looks like he's just come off safari.
Mm-hmm.
I swear, Precious Paul could change his look based on what day of the week it was. It was like someone else in that.
Yes. A mysterious person.
And now we're gonna see if they could. Did they break free? Nope. He's trying
to break free.
He's trying to use a wooden ladder to
How
break
the fuck did
fucking
you get a
steel.
kick?
He's trying to use a wooden ladder to break steel. Like, wait, that's a varsity club.
Yes, but in wrestling logic, it would probably work.
Wait, the varsity club has just stolen the title opportunity.
Nice.
That means we're going to see Dr. Death and the Road Warriors in the same match.
What the fuck is going on here?
The varsity club, I just told you, they just stole the opportunity. And I think inadvertently turned the Road Warriors babyface again.
It's almost a brawl.
They are getting
for
hyped.
anyone.
Oh, Hawkins and Enziguri.
This is. Mark Henry would have that door open by now.
That's the Junkyard Dog. It's not Mark Henry.
I know.
Dad.
Just saying. Mark Henry would have done that by now.
Probably. Actually, I don't know if he would have, to be fair.
Oh, he would have ripped the chain off the fucking thing. The frame would still be there, but the fucking chain would be gone.
Depends. How long did we have an edit job of? If you famously remember when he did it on the SmackDown, he couldn't break the chain. There was a 10-minute edit they took out of it.
Well, wasn't it a case of like it was supposed to be gimmicked, but they forgot to use a gimmick chain?
It was supposed to be gimmicked, but it was also supposed to be like there was supposed to be a certain thickness.
Yeah.
And he still ended up breaking the fucking thing.
Yeah. Which is like, okay, I'll forgive the edit for the fact that he was still able to do it.
I mean, Mark Henry, has legitimately folded metal pans.
Yes.
Like, not gimmick pans. Metal, actual metal fucking skillets.
Hence my huge respect for him.
I think Mark Henry's also just one of the nice guys. Like, I don't think I've ever heard a bad word about him.
He's also, he's a fellow poet, so
Is he?
Yeah, he likes to write poetry.
I thought it was just a sexual chocolate gimmick.
No.
That's some of those ones he wrote to China. Or 10 rules about it.
No.
10 rules looks like a young boy, but he's not. Like, he looks like a young lion there. He's just like no. He just decided the only thing he put colour and some gimmick on is his fucking boots.
Yeah, are you telling me that there's nowhere in this entire fucking arena where there might be some bolt cutters?
Taskmaster hid them.
Ah, sneaky, sneaky devil.
The problem is as well, right? They're waiting for little Alex Horn to give them the actual task so they can so the time starts so they can actually get it done.
Yeah. And then they're still gonna probably end up being disqualified for some obscure rule break.
Hey, it's never obscure, it's always legitimate. Usually it's cheating. I love that show.
Okay. First and foremost, obscure does not mean not legitimate.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Fucking
5 points to Hufflepuff.
No. Got a Hufflepuff do.
Yes, that's right. On our.
Wow, they finally found bolt cutters. They found bolt cutters. Finally, logic prevails.
Someone want to teach him how they work.
Okay.
This match is going to end doing a no contest, isn't it? Because they just squashed Michael P.S. Hayes in there because Sting couldn't wait to get past.
Wait a minute.
This match is just going to end in like some dusty bullshit, right?
If this ends in a double DQ.
It's going to be a no contest. Because you're going to see them come out, everyone attacks everyone, and bang. What I like, right?
In a show called Clash of Champions.
Have you seen on the tights as well for the Road Warriors? It's got the Road Warriors on one side and LOD on the other side, even though LOD wasn't an official name for them yet. There was just something that used to throw around. They were the Legion of Doom.
Oof. Like, who sanctioned this match?
Referee rang the bell.
Yeah, I think that referee's basically,
On the business for
making
himself.
Yeah,
That's a DQ ref.
I just think this referee maybe not on the up and up.
That's a 7-time referee of the year, Tommy Young.
Yep, and I'm calling him out.
Back when we still used to give referees names and lives.
Yeah, because God forbid the fans chant a referee's name.
Notice that changed a little bit during the WrestleMania. They started naming the referees.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't stick for long, but they did start naming the referees. A couple of them here or there.
Yeah. I do think it's one of those things where I don't know if it's Vince or whatever. It's easy to say that everything's Vince. And 9 times out of 10 it probably is. But it's like the whole obsession of things like, look, fans are going to do what fans are going to do. You know, as soon as the fans finds out the referee's name, they're going to do it. Just fucking let it go. I know there's been a report today saying that, Vince basically doesn't want anyone to use their real names or the names that they were known with in the indies.
Well, yeah, that's been the case for a long time.
Yeah, but it's like I can understand that, but it's like I can.
Oh, here we go. Match is over. Look at it.
Yeah, there we go.
Jesus fucking Christ, thing just launched
himself. I can see where the fake outrage is going to come from.
I mean, here's the thing. It's been the case for ages, and the reason given has always been the same reason.
Yeah.
Because Vince wants to own the IP.
Yeah.
But exactly. And here's the thing: if you're a guy who's known by something, right?
Yeah.
AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Eric Young, you're allowed to keep it because that made sense.
Yeah.
If you're a guy from the independents that's like known by one name, but they want to change it, and like I haven't seen Tommaso's change, but apparently that's getting changed, right? Tommaso Ciampa.
I wouldn't be surprised if it does.
Apparently that's going to get changed. I heard someone go, it could be worse, and they put a picture up of Luigi Stromboli or something was the name they came up with as a fucking joke name. But yeah, this is the end of the match. Like, boss, you're gonna be. Go ahead, get pissed off.
I am pissed off.
We're on a podcast, mate. Make it.
On an episode named Clash of Champions, we've had one, maybe two. Yeah, 2 title matches. The tag team titles and the 6-man tag. 2 title matches. And 50% of those title matches ended in a DQ.
Yeah. And they're still going on, still fighting in the ring. Boss! I said make it entertaining, don't leave.
Son of a bitch!
I wonder what John did.
Right. So I'm disappointed.
Just a wee bit there. So yeah, we had 2 title matches, the NWA US tag title and the 6-man title, which, let's be honest, right, because it was a different opponent, it might not have been a sanctioned title match.
Don't care.
But
it could have been called anything else. It could literally been called, anything you want. But you called it Clash of the Champions.
Yep. 5. St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Here's the deal, right, boss? The first few, as we know, like the first 3 or 4, as we've watched, did have like lots of title matches, if not all champions matches, and they had some great matches in it.
Yes.
This is probably one of those ones where they're thinking, we've got the pay-per-view like 3 days later.
That's their fault.
So like maybe we should do like 1 title match and like tease another title match and hype another title match.
But maybe they should be booking shit properly.
Don't you have a go at Dusty? Actually, I don't know if it was Dusty at this point.
I'm having a go at whoever's.
I
I'm
think,
having a go at whoever's responsible. It doesn't matter who they are.
I think Dusty may have just gone to WWE at this point.
Maybe that's why I fucked up.
Maybe it was the reason we got the Kennel from Hell match because Vince Russo wrote it and then left.
Anyhow, so that was
Clash of the Champions 5, St. Valentine's Day Massacre. I don't think I need to ask Boss's opinion, but I'm going to anyway.
That was not good.
That was probably the least favorite NWA you've watched so far, right?
Yeah.
As we said,
I will say it was good. It was nice to see my first Rick Steiner singles match.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that, but overall, just kind of like,
yeah.
Right.
I feel my main feeling for it was because
I feel let down.
Yeah, that's fair. I think my main reason for it is because I didn't think at any point the champion, or the main guys were ever going to lose. There was no matches where I was like, well, they could take. I mean, the Fantastics, maybe. The Fantastics and the Varsity Club, because they were both people we had seen win and get a good push, both sides, especially for the US tag titles. But, Luger versus nobody. The Midnight Express versus the Russian Assassins. Bob Bradley, it's like...
Yeah, it feels like they forgot that they had this show coming up and they were like, oh, shit, we need to book a show.
Yeah, it was basically a TV event. Like I say, a house show or a TV show. Just they wanted to give it the hype a little bit more on TBS, so they could get the hook on the Superstation, so they got Clash of Champions on there. Whereas they've got Chi-Town Rumble that comes up next, and which is what we'll be watching next on the NWA.
Perfect.
I believe it will be the next episode as well, chronically.
Perfect.
So yeah, I mean, there's plenty of changes to come on that sort of thing. But yeah, I enjoyed the wrestling for the wrestling. I thought,
there's definitely some good wrestling in there.
But I just didn't have to suspend my disbelief that we were ever going to get to a point where it was like.
Yeah, I think, by the way, it is fair to say, I think that my perception would have been different back then because I would have known what we were going to be getting into.
True, yeah.
So it is quite possible I would still have been like, it's called Clash of Champions, but you don't have title matches. But at the same time, it might be a case of at the time, as Geek said, it's like, well, there's a pay-per-view coming up and stuff like that. So maybe I would have been smart enough to go, I shouldn't expect too much from this one.
Yeah.
This might be...
And we also should point out as well, Boss doesn't do any homework for this.
No.
He doesn't do any sort of a lot of the WCW stuff, especially for this era, we can go back and watch the weekly shows. Same as we can Raw and SmackDown if we were doing the late 90s or whatever, or any Raw and SmackDown. But for this era, Boss goes in with a completely blank slate. So a lot of some stuff he won't know, some stuff he'll go, well, why the hell is this happening? And that's when I'll explain it. Sometimes I will go into them having watched the shows. Now it's a bit difficult with the WWE of this era, or the WWF, because they only have the primetime wrestling. There's no Superstars of Wrestling Challenge, or any of the other TV shows that were used to hype it up. And that is, it's for a number of reasons, but the main one is I just haven't uploaded it yet on the network. That's fair enough. It is what it is. But I just want to quickly, we'll go into it much more detail on the actual episode. But looking here, I'm looking quickly at the Chi-Town Rumble. You've got, P.S. Hayes is in a singles match, Sting versus Butch. That the Midnight Express's battle. And, I'm not seeing it doesn't say any title matches. And I'm assuming some of these are going to be title matches because, for instance, they've got Flair versus Steamboat. We know that's a title match, but it doesn't say it's a title match on the info. But so it's got Rick Steiner in a match against Mike Rotunda. I'm gonna guess based on what we've just seen that would be a TV title match. Yeah. Luger versus Wyndham. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a US title match. Yeah. Road Warriors versus the Varsity Club would probably be a World Tag Team match. World Tag Team title match. Sorry. And then I said, so we've got the big ones, and it was literally not even 4. So we just watched St. Valentine's Day Massacre, which happens on a Saturday. Traditional Clash of Champions happens on a Saturday more times than not. So it was somewhere between 4 or 2 days that was happening between these shows. So you can imagine they'll go, well, we'll put this title match on and that title match, but we're not going to give them all the title matches, you know? But once again, not knowing that, like, we go into this going, it's Clash of Champions. Where the fuck's the Clash of Champions? Like,
exactly.
But yeah, it's fair enough. It was one of the more disappointing ones that we watched, just in terms of there was very little that I thought at any point in time, ooh, I wonder if he could get beat. Like, I wonder if they might do that or anything like that, you know? I enjoyed the Ricky and Rick thing. I thought that was fun. Yeah, the confrontation. Yeah. That's always fun to watch them too, because they're just pros in every aspect of the game. Especially 100%. At this point. Like, yeah. But yes, we will be back with Chi-Town Rumble 1989 on the next episode of He's Got a Bicycle.
Yeah, bicycle.
Like a bicycle with this arena. And
it's been an absolute pleasure chilling with you guys watching this, and you know, looking forward to the Chi-Town Rumble and other kind of episodes. We've got some.
Of course, after that, we will be going to Saturday night's main event as well for the WF side of things for our March showings, which granted, whatever. But
we've also got some other videos coming up in the future, like fantasy bookings and you know, some kind of like discussion-based stuff. But for now, it's been really good being able to sit down with Geek, watching some old wrestling I've never seen before, kind of going down Geek's kind of a memory lane as well. And we look forward to seeing you for the Chi-Town Rumble.
We do, and for instance, Boss did mention it there. The next episode of Total Markout, which we're hoping to have to you soon, will be a fantasy booking. It will be TNA, the Impact Zone years, versus NXT, the Black and Gold era. That'll be a lot of fun for myself as well as for Boss, and we're going to start working on that, and hopefully we'll have that to you relatively soon. We will be back with more He's Got a Bicycle. I myself have a few things going out there. Keep an eye out for my WWE 2K22 stuff, if it's available where you are. And of course, you know, we could go on and on and on, but as always, you can find me at Geek Streams, G33K STREAMS on Twitter. You can find me on anything else pretty much as G33K KING, the Geek King himself, on Twitch, on IG, and all that good stuff. If you're watching us anywhere but YouTube, search Men in Armchairs, and we will be the place that it will be sent to you. And of course, for Boss himself, Steve Jones 313, you can find him at Steve Jones 313 everywhere. It's good for what ails you. And don't forget to check out our merchandise. Any support you give, we love. We're trying to better back. And finally, because it wouldn't be a YouTube show if we didn't say it, like, comment, and subscribe if you feel it is necessary and worthwhile. That's what makes us different.
Yes.
If you want to do it, you feel it worth it, you feel that it's necessary, please do. If not, we get it. But thanks for watching anyway. I will go on and on and on and on if I have to. But quite frankly, I'm just waiting for the transition so that we can hear the famous voice of the great man himself. And once we do, we'll be sorted, and we go, and we go, and we go, and we go. But it's been a great time.
Oh, please, will you stop?
And you know what, Gorilla? I think we will. Goodbye, everybody.